All right, so two world champions here, Spassky with
Spassky and Tal, and we have a very tactical game. Like always, Tal is playing always like this, and it's a very beautiful example of what happens. So it starts like a Nimzowitsch, and after bishop g5, h6, bishop h4, c5 now.
Yes.
And here d5, and now immediately b5. Very tactical, Black gives a pawn for initiative, So if white wants something, he has to take the pawn, of course. No? So takes, and now he accepts to take the pawn. So from now on, again, very tactical. Okay, so e3 and castle. So knight f3 and queen a5. Well, the first moment, we see the result. Black gave a pawn for initiative, If he has time in here immediately, he attacks twice in c3.
Yes.
If you play immediately rook c1 after knight e4, you are almost lost.
No,
Rook c1, knight e4. So you have to take first in f6. No. Okay, so you have to take first. Spassky accepts the challenge, of course, and plays queen d2. And from here, again, very tactical. a6. You have to open completely the position with black. Yeah.
So give another. No.
He has to take in b6, in a6, because after bishop e2, he takes back the pawn, he recaptures the pawn, and you don't have time to take in b5 because you lose a piece after bishop takes e3. So okay, he takes immediately in a6, hoping that he can resist. But of course, he doesn't take back the pawn in a6. He immediately plays for initiative, knight c6. Okay, bishop e2, d4. What to do? You have to accept, no? No. Rook takes. I mean, starting from here, is one blow after another, If it's correct, we'll see it's correct, of course. Rook takes f3. Now everything is first. You have to take in f3, no? Okay.
Yeah.
And now he takes in d4. Look, everything is hanging, It's hanging, but white has to be very careful because you can lose immediately in a few moves. If now you take in c6, you can resign with white. After d takes c3, you have no check anymore, and if he gives one check, you resign. If he has time to take in b2 with check, it's enough to win immediately. So now the only move is castle, to go away with the king. So okay, now we have to see if black calculated, until the end or not. If not, white escapes. If not, it's good for black, and black will win later on. But I tell you, it's move by move all the time, So, okay. First, queen d6, the best move. Okay, best move. Now, rook takes a6. Okay, now what can he do? I mean, it seems that he took back the piece now. And it starts again from here. Now, look, everything is hanging, you see. He's pinned on c6, but you don't have time to go away with the queen. You have to move the queen.
Yeah.
You don't have any check, and now he has time to take the bishop.
Yes.
All right. So it seems black won the piece back, no?
Yeah.
He has two pieces for a rook, but in meantime, white, it seems that white has some counterplay, some initiative, but it's not enough, of course. Bishop c5, until the end will be very tactical again, So bishop c5, rook c2. I mean, the only hope to play rook c2, rook c1, the other one, the other rook. So, okay. Queen a4. Right. Very interesting position, but typical for Tal, I mean, Tal was always happy to have such a position,
Yeah, he prefers this.
Well, tactical, of course. I mean, everything. If everything was, attacked, he was happy like this. But of course, it has to be correct. I mean, if he could calculate correct. Well, first of all, here, if you played immediately rook in c1,
yes,
black wins immediately after rook. Bishop takes f2 check.
Check because
if you play the rook in c1, yes, check. You have to take with the king. The rook is immediately winning after rook takes c1. And if you take there, rook takes c2 check and piece up for black,
Yeah.
All right. So queen b3, the only move. Right. Okay. Queen f4. Of course, he doesn't trade queens. So okay, what can he do? Again, rook c1, bishop takes f2 check. Again, winning probably. So queen g3, queen f5, of course. Rook f1, fc1, bishop b7. Okay, he has time to put finally the bishop on the big diagonal. From here until the end, he will play against the white king with some ideas. I mean, he wants to give mate or a killing check, finally in every position. And he'll succeed, after queen f3.
But here is not possible to give a check here.
It's possible, of course. But if he gives back their check, again, he moves the king, and if you take in b7, bishop takes f2 check, winning. Again.
Oh, okay.
The same idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So queen f3. Sad, but what can he do? Yeah. Now, if you trade queen in f3, white escapes, and maybe white is better because he recaptures piece, you see. You don't have mate threats without queen. And he escapes, and in endgame, white is better, of course.
Yeah.
So, okay, queen f3, queen g5, right move. No? But now, queen b3, it seems that is the only move again, So, rook c7, he prepares the combination, we're saying. So, rook c7, g3, okay. It seems that he had time to consolidate the position, but now, finally, the same blow arrives again, bishop takes f2 check. Now, everything is forced. You have to take with the king. Otherwise, you resign, So now, check. Until the end, everything is forced. The attacking chances now are there for black, you see. So finally, the white king is very weak. So what to do? King f1, all right. And check. And forced, everything is forced. Check, all right. So, yeah. And there.
Looking for a draw.
Mate threats. No, what draw, You can't take in c7 because it's mate immediately in g2. So
G2,
therefore,
yes.
gives you the move, but the king is hopeless in this kind of position. It threatens already queen h1 check. And now after h4, the attack goes, again, again the white king is, in a very sad position. It's almost mated all the time. Queen e4 check. Now
he resigned.
He resigned. Why? Because now after queen e3,
Yes.
bishop a6 check. So now only king d2. And now rook d7 check.
At the end.
He loses the queen, and he didn't escape. I mean, the attack continues, until mate, of course.
Yeah.
That was Tal. A very strong example from, how he could win against the strongest opponents, because Spassky, Spassky was a good player, let's say. Look what happened. Catastrophe.
Yeah.
Tactical catastrophe for white, you see.
Tactical catastrophe.
Very powerful demonstration from Tal. If he could have such a position, everything was almost there. I mean, he was happy.
Beautiful, yes, beautiful.
He was called, the magician from Riga, because of this.
Yes.
This stuff.
Nice trick. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Mr. Gheorghiu.
You're welcome.